All right, here we go. Welcome to our first design challenge. Okay, so SI559 will be all about design challenges until we are ready to do our project. So in this first design challenge, we're working on hyperreality redesign. I'll give you the whole prompt here, but like basically in a short summary, we're gonna watch hyperreality in our own time. It's on YouTube, so you just watch this thing. Okay. And you're gonna figure out a scene. Oh, this is interesting. Reset your identity. You scope it to one interaction, one thing that you really want to redesign. This is interesting how they kind of like have to swipe and rotate and things like that. And so that could be something. If you just want to improve this thing, so I wanted to find something that you want to improve. And the design challenge is to build on this hyperreality and maybe make a nice version of it. There's a lot of, I would say, highly controversial ideas in here. It's obviously designed to be provocative, this whole video. It's kind of like a video concept, I would say. And we are trying to improve on it. Okay, so I describe, so first of all, the assignment points you to this video and to the slides. So I'd like you to go through the slides. This is too large a redesign, although it's pretty awesome, yeah? Just go like Iron Man and like think about, oh, this is how it really should be. And this is perhaps a little too small. Like if you're really just focused on one interaction, and we ask you to prototype this a little bit, so you should have a little bit more information than ABC. This is too proof of concept-y, although of course as an interaction and here implemented with Leap Motion and the Project North Star kind of like heads-up display, it's really cool. Obviously hand media like this, we will see examples later. The point is that we are this is probably too small a scope for your redesign, so you really want to pick something that is a good portion in the video, a central interaction, and you're trying to improve it. I'm gonna leave it at that. It's a bit vague, but in this class you often have to decide what you're actually going. What's the scope? What's the right scope? Want to get some examples, some inspiration from the past? It's linked in the slides. And then your task, actually two tasks. So start with the design critique. So really don't just critique the whole video, but find the portion that you're interested in. I think in class I showed, for example, where this person was like pushing the shopping cart in front of them. And they're actually, I think this design has some potentials. And there's some interesting interactions between the shopping cart and the doggy and the available food and all these other overlays here. But anyway, maybe the shopping cart and your shopping list and how it's presented and kind of like playing a game with the doggy, it has some potential. Okay, so you critique it using the like, I wish, what if method. I think I spelled it out a little bit more here. Here's some guidance on how to do the design critique if you've never done a design critique. Some expectations in terms of results, examples of me doing design critiques. Let's hope these videos still play. And this should still work. Here I'm doing a critique. So everything you need for this little design challenge, I think I provide in the slide deck. And so it's a little bit of work, of course, but I think you'll learn a lot. And then we're gonna go to the portion where we sketch alternative designs. So when we sketch, that's a bit further down, we are basically looking for a few ideas, developing like an interaction flow through a storyboard. There's a couple of things here on storyboarding that I didn't spend enough time in class to explain, but I can still go over it if there are issues or challenges with this. Technically, this should be fairly familiar to you if you're kind of like already a little bit experienced in interaction design. Otherwise, it's relatively intuitive. Watch some of these example videos. And the most important thing is, at the end, I want you to give this 360 grid a try. There is one that's a bit actually a bit higher level, but a bit more detailed. And so you can sketch out until you actually get to this one. And this is probably the one that you want to use for your mockup. And then finally, yeah, I've just created an example here. So there's a template and then there is a CodePen project. And the idea is that, so this CodePen project is basically, this is a 360 grid. So looking 90 degrees to the left, 90 degrees to the right. In the background here is actually a 360 photo. Maybe I will bring this a little bit more to the front, maybe 0.5 so you can see better. There's actually a 360 photo. And you can draw, you can use this grid. This is the grid here. This grid that in the background, you can actually use this and draw. This would be really to your left 90 degrees to the right. this is a top, and there's these positions here, left and right, that will be stitched behind the user. So if you turn around, you see these kind of degrees, and then it starts look a bit weird down there because these numbers are not really written following the template guides. The numbers would have to stretch because there's a lot of distortion going down there. Anyway, I created a project for you. This is the one that's linked. You don't have to bother with any coding. I created a 360 preview for you, and what you can do is basically choose a file, and I think I had some examples here. For example, this is a YouTube menu that, let's say, your 360 mockup couldn't really be a digital mockup. It doesn't have to be. I want you to use paper throughout this challenge, but some of you might be comfortable or with digital, more comfortable with digital prototype, with digital sketching, or on your iPad or something. Or others just like to do a nice sketch afterwards using this template. And then here we had two versions of a menu. So for example, this is playing main content. Going to the main screen would go to this menu back. Seeing available options and picking this one would take me to that back again. So this here, the way I've scripted it, this file is not uploaded and stored anywhere. It's really just reading from your browser the file that you pick, and it's not stored anywhere. So I created this CodePen so that you don't have to deal with storage. You could look at the source code, understand a little bit. I mean, this is the JavaScript that I created. But basically, if you upload your image somewhere, if you have a way of hosting it, CodePen, unfortunately, my assets here, now that's a pro feature, but I have like lots of examples from the past of 360 images in some of my sketches as well, and even some audio. And I wanted to show you this one example. Let me go back here. I created one 360, and this is my YouTube menu. This is one that actually then is the implementation of the one I showed you. Here I actually have a cursor, and when I stop on that, it actually switches the content. And then when I go back to the main menu down there, it switches back. So this one is interactive. And so I just wanted you to see this quickly so you get a sense that these things can actually then become interactive. And I think I also had like this. Well, I thought I had this example with the A-Frame 360 template. That's just like, this is wrong. Where did I have the one? Yeah, this is my lab. Okay, this is the principles behind it. But I had this example with the water, and I think this one is my mock base. This is an example that actually then plays audio. Probably when you click into the scene. Now it plays water sounds, maybe a little bit, water sounds, and then you have like a real menu. So this is actually several of these 360 assets that are layered. So here's, for example, the resort. There's the background, this 360 image for that background, and then the menu, these icons are also drawn in 360. And this is that. And they are actually not following any grid lines really, so that's actually looks kind of still okay. It's a very poor design. Like you don't wanna design 360 around the user ever. Like nobody actually wants to do this, but anyway, we are experimenting, and so I hope you have some fun. When you're done, please go to our upload folder here and share your work, choosing the right section. Obviously right now this is just empty, waiting for your contributions, but yeah. If you have questions, are stuck, want clarification on the instructions, want to complain about this, please go to Piazza and use Piazza for your Q&A. Thank you very much, and I wish you a good week on this design challenge, and good luck. And then I really hope we're gonna have some fun interactions next week in class. Thanks for watching.